What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another boat video coming at you, and we're finally doing some reassembly, not any more disassembly. So I didn't have a chance to film it, but I got the back deck all laid in. You can see, haven't finished it, but the entire top surface and this vertical surface is all glued. And then I ended up taking rivets. So I put 3 rivets down the side, on each side, just to hold everything in place. I didn't want it to slide around on me when I was trying to move with it, or trying to work it in different areas. And then I just went outside, pulled the clamps off this right-hand side panel and dropped it in there. So I'm going to get that installed, and then we're going to come over here and do the left-hand side, and then we're going to grab the main floor and set it in there. And the reason I want to do all this fairly quick is because that rear overlaps under the floor and both side panels overlap under the floor, so the floor will kind of hold everything in place. So, and I didn't have time with the gluing. I had to have my wife help me and do all of that for the rear deck, so I just didn't have time to film it. There was a lot going on, and if you're gonna do it by yourself, I'm gonna say it's probably not possible. You're going to need somebody to help you just with the rear deck portion, getting everything lined up after you get the glue on there and setting it all in place. I mean, you can see the edges up front here. It goes underneath the rail, and then in the rear it butts up square to the rail. And I went ahead and threw the rear anchor light in just to kind of hold everything down along with the rivets. So yeah, turned out really good so far. I'm not done. Like I said, still need to do both the live well and the rear auxiliary hatch there, get everything cleaned up, but so far so good. So let's go ahead and button down this right hand side panel, and then we'll go outside and grab that other left hand side. Alright, that right hand side panel is now buttoned down. I did 3 screws across the top and then 2 on each end. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. So now let's move. So for this left hand side, or the right hand, I guess that was the left hand, this stuff all will be behind that panel, and then a lot of it comes out right here through the top, but this stuff will not be behind it. So let's go ahead and put the steering shaft and my 2 transducer wires out of the way. Alright, so then the rest of this will feed up through that hole that's in the panel, and we'll slip it right in there. So let's go grab it and see if we can't shimmy it in there. And this was just the rest of my console wiring harness. Alright, I think we're ready. I brought it back out here again this morning to soak up some sun, hopefully help it dry a little bit, but we'll pull all these clamps off and get it set in the boat. As you guys saw, I got that left hand side panel all fastened down, pulled my console wiring through there quick, and then when I set the floor down, I noticed a little bit of an issue here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but this piece that comes down and under, I didn't trim it, so the drain is draining right on top of that. And honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm probably gonna leave it like that for now, and then if I have to, I can pop that drain out and trim it, but it should just make the water all shed right down. But I don't know, I'm here right now, so we might as well just pop that floor up and trim it quick. So let's do that. Let's pop the floor up and trim it. I don't like the way it looks, so we'll make it happen. Do it the right way the first time, so let's get it. So I popped that floor back up, and I'm just going to reach underneath of there and trim that all out. Nah, I don't have a very good way to hold the camera, and you guys won't be able to see down there, so I'm just going to do it quick, and then we'll set the floor back down. Alright, got the drain all trimmed out, set the floor back in there. Now she's perfectly clear, and I've also ahead of time took measurements of where my cross supports are so I can screw the floor down to those. So I've got my first one, I measured from the front to the back. So my first one's at 11 inches, 26.5, 41.5, and 57 to the center of those cross supports. So I think I'm probably going to run 2 lines of screws all the way down both sides. I'm not sure about down the center. I might. We'll see how many stainless screws I got left over, but 2 down each side, or 1 screw in every support down each side for sure. So let's get that started. I'll set you guys up on a time lapse. We'll get this baby buttoned up. Okay, finally some visual progress. Got the floor all done. I ended up doing 1 in each all the way down the side, and then I did 4 across each end. So should be plenty to hold that baby down. And they all bit in really good. So we'll see what happens, but can't imagine that floor coming up. So next thing is gonna be waiting for the glue back here to dry, so then we can finish out all of our, both of these, both the live well and the rear aux area. And then once we get some more vinyl, we'll get started on these other pieces. So we've got both seat buckets and the bottom of the console, which came original with the boat, left to do. So shouldn't be too much longer, but I think that's gonna do it for today. So thanks for stopping by, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next one.